Chosen one. Yes, I'm speaking directly to you. Tonight, December 24th, is not just any night. This is a moment whispered in the universe long before you were ready to hear it. Something powerful, something unseen, is aligning around you. And if you pay attention, if you trust the subtle signs, your life is about to shift in ways you've only imagined in your dreams. Right now, 6 powerful events are unfolding simultaneously, and they are designed to push you toward your next level. Some of them you will feel deep in your bones. Others you may only notice if you pause, breathe, and truly pay attention. This is the silence before your breakthrough. And by the end of this message, you will understand exactly what the universe is asking of you and how to step through the doorway that is opening right now. So stay close. Stay alert. Your destiny is waiting. There is a quiet energy surrounding your path tonight, and it is far more powerful than it appears on the surface. This is not the kind of moment that announces itself with noise or drama. It moves softly, deliberately, almost invisibly. Most people will pass through this night treating it like any other, unaware that something extraordinary is happening beneath the surface. But you are not most people. You are feeling it already. A subtle pressure, a gentle pull, a sense that something is shifting, even though nothing has visibly changed. This is what an invisible alignment feels like. It does not demand attention. It invites awareness. You may notice small changes in your thoughts, a heightened sensitivity to your surroundings, or a strange sense of timing that feels too perfect to be coincidence. Conversations may land differently, words may carry more weight, silence may feel louder than usual. These are not random sensations. They are signals that your life is being recalibrated for what comes next. Think of this alignment like a magnetic field slowly adjusting its polarity. Without force, without urgency, it begins drawing the right elements toward you. Opportunities that once felt distant begin moving closer. People you were meant to encounter suddenly cross your path. Information arrives at the exact moment you need it. None of this happens by chance. This is precision at work, guided by a force that responds to your readiness, not your impatience. You may experience moments of déjà vu tonight, as if you have been here before. That feeling is your inner awareness, recognizing a familiar frequency. Somewhere deep within you, there is a knowing that this moment matters. A quiet voice may repeat the same message again and again. Pay attention. That voice is not imagination. It is intuition awakening to alignment. What makes this alignment so significant is not what it brings immediately, but what it activates within you. The universe is not asking if you want more. It is asking if you are ready to receive it. Readiness is not about perfection or having everything figured out. It is about openness. It is about being willing to notice when life responds to you in subtle ways and choosing not to dismiss those responses as coincidence. If you rush past this moment, nothing dramatic will stop you. Life will continue, but something quiet and meaningful may pass by without being claimed. Alignments do not force outcomes. They offer doorways. Whether you walk through them depends on your awareness. Tonight is one of those moments when awareness becomes everything. This is the pause before movement, the stillness before acceleration. The universe often delivers its greatest shifts without spectacle. It waits until you slow down enough to recognize them. That is why this alignment feels almost invisible. It is designed for those who listen, not those who chase. Right now, your task is simple but powerful. Stay present. Notice what draws your attention. Notice what feels meaningful, even if it seems small. Trust the subtle nudges. They are guiding you towards something that has been forming for longer than you realize. Your breakthrough is not approaching from the distance. It is not scheduled for some undefined future. It is arriving quietly, aligning itself with your life in this very moment. Tonight is not about waiting. It is about recognizing that the alignment is already here and that you are standing directly within it. Tonight, something rare and deeply personal is happening. The universe is placing a mirror in front of you, not made of glass, but of awareness. This mirror does not reflect your appearance. It reflects your evolution. It shows you who you have become through everything you have endured, learned, survived, and transformed. Most people avoid this kind of reflection because it requires honesty, but you are being invited into it because you are ready. You may notice emotions rising without warning. A memory may resurface. A thought you believed you had resolved may return briefly. A feeling you pushed aside long ago may tap gently on your awareness. This is not regression, and it is not weakness. It is recognition. The universe is acknowledging the inner work you have done in silence, the growth that happened when no one was watching, and the strength you built during moments that felt lonely or unfair. This mirror is not here to judge you. It is here to confirm something important. You have changed. You are not the same person who faced those earlier struggles. You now carry wisdom where there was once confusion. You carry discernment where there was once doubt. You carry resilience where there was once fear. Tonight, the universe is making that visible to you because it wants you to see yourself clearly before the next chapter begins. Reflection can feel uncomfortable at first because it removes distractions. When the noise fades, truth becomes louder. You may suddenly recognize patterns you have outgrown, habits you no longer need, or roles you were never meant to carry. This realization is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to free you. Awareness is the doorway to alignment, and clarity is the foundation of every real breakthrough. Every challenge you have faced was not random. Every delay, every closed door, every disappointment was shaping your capacity to receive what is coming next. You are being trained in patience, in self-trust, in emotional strength, and in discernment. Tonight, the mirror reflects not your pain, but your progress. It reminds you that you are standing here because you did not quit when it was hard, and you did not abandon yourself when things became uncertain. This moment asks for one thing from you: honesty. Be honest about how far you have come. Be honest about what you have outgrown. Be honest about what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. There is no punishment in this honesty. There is only liberation. When you acknowledge your growth, you stop seeking permission to move forward. Take time to sit with what comes up. If thoughts arrive, let them speak. If insights surface, let them settle. You may feel a sense of closure without needing an explanation. You may feel gratitude for experiences you once resented. This is integration happening in real time. It is the mind and spirit aligning so that you can move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. The universe is not asking you to relive the past. It is asking you to recognize what the past has given you: strength, perspective, clarity, discernment. These are the tools you now possess, and they are essential for the opportunities that are approaching. When you honor this reflection, something shifts quietly within you. Doubt loses its grip. Comparison fades. You stop questioning whether you are ready. You know you are. This inner certainty becomes your anchor, as the outer world begins to respond differently to you. The breakthroughs that follow this moment will not come from force or urgency. They will come from alignment. And alignment begins with seeing yourself clearly, without distortion, without judgment, and without fear. Tonight, the mirror is not showing you what you lack. It is reminding you of what you have already mastered. You are exactly where you need to be. And now, you are ready to receive what this clarity makes possible. Not every message meant to change your life arrives loudly. Some arrive quietly, almost shyly, as if testing whether you are truly listening. The universe does not always announce itself with signs that are impossible to ignore. Often, it speaks in whispers, knowing that those who are ready will feel the weight of the message even when it comes softly. Tonight, you may receive one of these whispers. It could arrive through a simple text message that lands differently than expected. It could be a phone call that shifts your mood in an instant. It might be a chance encounter with someone who says exactly what you needed to hear without knowing why. Or it may come as a sudden thought that stops you in your tracks, not because it is loud, but because it feels undeniably true. This whisper may not feel comfortable at first. Sometimes it challenges the story you have been telling yourself. Sometimes it invites you to release something familiar so you can make room for something better. Other times, it brings reassurance at the exact moment doubt begins to creep in. No matter how it arrives, its timing will feel precise, almost impossible to explain. That is how you know it matters. The instinct for many people is to question these moments, to analyze them, to talk themselves out of their significance. But this event is not asking you to think harder. It is asking you to trust deeper. Overthinking creates noise. Trust creates clarity. The whisper is subtle because it is meant to bypass fear and reach intuition directly. You may notice a pause inside yourself when this message arrives, a brief stillness, a sense of recognition. That pause is important. It is your awareness aligning with truth. When something resonates without effort, it is not coincidence, it is confirmation. This whisper is not random. It is the universe signaling that your breakthrough is closer than you realize. Breakthroughs rarely announce themselves in advance. They gather quietly, aligning circumstances, people, and timing until the moment arrives. The whisper is the final adjustment before movement begins. You have been patient longer than most. You have waited, trusted, and continued forward even when progress felt slow or invisible. The universe recognizes this, but patience is often tested one last time before the shift occurs. That is why this message comes softly. It is not meant to rush you. It is meant to steady you. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. Silence means something is forming. Think of a moment before a powerful song begins, when the room goes still and anticipation builds. That silence carries more energy than the music itself. The whisper you receive tonight carries that same energy. It is the prelude to something larger, something that will soon make itself known. Your role in this moment is not to chase answers. It is to listen, to notice what stands out, to pay attention to what feels meaningful without needing immediate proof. The universe does not need you to understand the entire plan. It only needs you to respond to the next step with trust. When you honor the whisper, you align yourself with momentum. When you ignore it, life will still move forward, but with more resistance. Awareness creates flow. Trust creates ease, and ease allows breakthroughs to unfold naturally without force. Tonight, stay open, stay present. Let the quiet moments speak. The message you receive may seem small, but its impact will not be. This whisper is not the end of the story. It is the signal that the story is about to change direction. Your life is preparing to speak louder soon. But first, it whispers, just loud enough for you to hear if you are willing to listen. Imagine a door appearing where there was nothing before. No announcement, no warning, just a quiet opening in the flow of your life. It doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't chase you. It simply exists, waiting for the one who is aware enough to notice it and brave enough to approach it. Tonight, that door is opening for you. This door is not physical, but its impact will be real. It represents an opportunity that changes direction, a shift that alters momentum, a moment that separates before from after. Behind it lies what you have been working toward, often without knowing exactly what you were preparing for. Clarity, recognition, expansion. A sense that things are finally aligning in a way that makes sense. You may not see this door in an obvious way. It may appear as a sudden opportunity that wasn't part of your original plan. It may show up through a person who offers advice, support, or insight at exactly the right moment. It may arrive through a conversation that stays with you long after it ends, shifting how you see yourself or your path. These are not random occurrences. They are signals pointing toward the threshold. The universe rarely presents life-changing moments with drama. More often, they arrive quietly, because quiet moments require discernment. This door will not force itself open. It will not chase after hesitation. It opens only for those who are present enough to recognize its significance and willing enough to move when called. The challenge is not lack of opportunity. The challenge is distraction. Many people are too busy replaying the past or worrying about the future to notice when something meaningful appears in the present. Fear can also blur vision. Fear asks, "What if this doesn't work?" While alignment asks, "What if this is exactly what I've been preparing for?" Tonight, the universe is speaking clearly, even if softly. It is saying, do not wait. Waiting is often disguised fear. Waiting assumes certainty must come before action. But certainty comes after movement, not before it. This door does not open wider the longer you stare at it. It opens wider when you step forward. This moment is not testing your skills or your worth. You have already been qualified through everything you have endured and learned. This moment is testing readiness. Readiness is not about having every detail figured out. It is about trusting yourself enough to move when alignment appears. You may feel a quickening in your chest, a surge of energy, or a sudden sense of urgency without anxiety. That is intuition, recognizing the opening. This is the signal to lean in, rather than pull back. The universe responds to courage expressed in action, not courage held in theory. Once you step through this door, things will not necessarily become easy overnight, but they will become clear. Confusion will fade. Momentum will build. You will notice that support appears where there was once resistance. Effort will feel more purposeful. Progress will feel less forced. Every breakthrough begins with a moment like this, a quiet opening, a choice, a decision to trust alignment over comfort. Tonight is that moment for you. The door is open. It does not promise safety. It promises transformation. Stand at the threshold and remember how far you have come to reach this point. You are not here by accident. You are here because you are ready. Step forward now. What waits on the other side has been waiting for you just as long. Tonight is not simply another date on the calendar. December 24th, stands as a powerful calibration point, a moment where timelines begin to lock into place. What you think, choose, and commit to now sends a signal forward into your entire 2025. This is not symbolic, it is energetic, psychological, and deeply practical. The direction you set tonight becomes the momentum you carry into the months ahead. You may already feel it in your body, a quiet intensity, a subtle hum beneath the surface, a sense that something is lining up even if you cannot yet name it. This sensation is your life syncing with its next phase. When alignment happens, it doesn't feel chaotic, it feels focused, grounded, clear. Even if emotions arise, there is an underlying sense of readiness that stabilizes everything. Alignment is about coherence. When your thoughts, intentions, and actions begin pointing in the same direction, progress accelerates naturally. Tonight, that coherence is available to you. Choices made from clarity will echo forward, creating opportunities, connections, and results that build upon each other throughout 2025. Small decisions carry amplified weight because they are being made at a moment when your trajectory is flexible and responsive. The opposite is also true. Decisions made from fear, avoidance, or distraction will lack resonance. They may still produce movement, but the movement will feel heavy, fragmented, or short-lived. That is not punishment. It is feedback. The universe responds most strongly to choices that reflect self-awareness and intention. This is why clarity matters so much tonight. Clarity does not require certainty about every detail. It requires honesty about direction. Ask yourself what truly matters to you now, not what mattered in the past or what others expect. Ask whether a choice brings expansion or contraction. Energy follows alignment, and alignment begins with self-truth. When you ask, "Does this choice move me toward my true purpose?" you activate discernment. Purpose is not always a specific goal. Often it is a feeling of being in the right place, doing the right work, for the right reasons. Tonight, your awareness of that feeling is heightened. Trust it. Intent is especially powerful right now because it acts like a signal flare. The universe responds to clarity of intent by organizing circumstances around it. This does not happen instantly or magically, but it does happen reliably. Opportunities align, support appears, timing improves, obstacles lose their grip, all because your internal signal becomes stronger and more consistent. This is not the moment for pressure or force. It is a moment for conscious alignment. Slow down enough to choose deliberately, speak honestly, commit inwardly to what you know is right for you. These internal commitments matter just as much as visible actions because they shape how you respond to what comes next. 2025 is not being built all at once. It is being assembled through moments like this one. Tonight is a hinge point, a quiet turning of direction. What you align with now becomes the thread that runs through the year ahead. You do not need to have everything resolved. You only need to be present enough to choose with awareness. When awareness leads, momentum follows. The cosmos is ready to meet you halfway, to accelerate progress where alignment exists. Tonight, your life is listening. Set the tone carefully. Choose with clarity. Align with what feels true. The path ahead is forming in response to the signal you send now. The final event of tonight arrives not with noise, but with certainty. It is quiet, steady, and deeply reassuring. This is the confirmation light, a moment when the universe responds directly to your journey and lets you know, without question, that you are aligned. It may not look dramatic from the outside, but internally, it is unmistakable. This confirmation can take many forms. It may show up as an unexpected success that arrives with surprising ease. It may come as a sudden insight that brings clarity to something you have been wrestling with for a long time. It could appear in a dream that feels vivid, symbolic, and emotionally real long after you wake. Or it may arrive as a calm, grounded knowing that settles into your body and mind at the same time, leaving no room for doubt. What makes this moment powerful is not the form it takes, but the feeling it carries. When the confirmation light appears, you do not need to convince yourself of its meaning. You simply recognize it. There is relief in it, stability, a sense of being centered rather than rushed. It feels like standing still while everything else finally lines up. This is the universe acknowledging your preparation. Every period of waiting, every moment of uncertainty, every decision to heal instead of harden has been noted. You are not stalling. You are strengthening. You are not being delayed. You are being refined. The confirmation light is the response to that work. You may realize in this moment that you no longer need external validation the way you once did. The need to prove, explain, or justify your path begins to fade. In its place is quiet confidence, not arrogance, not urgency, just a steady trust in yourself and in the direction you are moving. This light is subtle because it is meant to last. Loud moments can fade quickly. Quiet certainty endures. Once it settles in, it becomes a reference point you can return to whenever doubt tries to re-enter. It reminds you that alignment is real, that timing matters, and that progress does not always announce itself loudly. Hold on to the feeling when it arrives. Do not rush past it. Let it anchor you. This is not a peak moment meant to be chased again. It is a foundation. From this foundation, momentum begins to build naturally. Actions become more focused. Choices feel cleaner. Resistance decreases because you are no longer pushing against yourself. Transformation does not always begin with dramatic change. Often it begins with internal stability. The confirmation light marks that shift. It is the moment you stop questioning whether you are ready and start acting from the knowledge that you are. From here, movement follows. Progress unfolds in ways that feel supported rather than forced. Opportunities connect instead of scatter. Effort begins to generate results more efficiently. This is not because you suddenly became different. It is because you are finally aligned. Tonight's confirmation is not the end of your journey. It is the signal that the next phase has already begun. Carry this light with you. Let it guide how you respond, how you decide, and how you move forward. When challenges arise, remember this moment. When doubt whispers, return to this knowing. The universe has acknowledged you. The path ahead is active. Momentum is building. This light does not flicker. It stays. And from it, everything you have been waiting for begins to move toward you. As this message comes to a close, take a moment to pause and breathe. What you have just heard is not meant to rush you or overwhelm you. It is meant to steady you. Tonight is not about dramatic action or loud declarations. It is about recognition. Recognition of how far you have come, how much you have endured, and how prepared you truly are for what comes next. The silence you may feel right now is not emptiness. It is alignment settling into place. It is the space where momentum quietly gathers before movement begins. Nothing is stalled. Nothing is missing. Everything is positioning itself around the version of you that is finally ready to receive without doubt or hesitation. Carry this awareness with you as you move forward. Pay attention to what feels calm instead of chaotic. Follow what brings clarity rather than confusion. Trust the steady pull toward what feels right, even if it doesn't make logical sense yet. Breakthroughs rarely announce themselves in advance. They reveal themselves through alignment, timing, and inner certainty. You do not need to chase what is meant for you. When alignment is real, what belongs to you begins moving toward you naturally. Your responsibility is simply to stay present, stay honest with yourself, and act when clarity appears. Tonight marked a turning point, not because everything changed instantly, but because you did. Your awareness deepened. Your readiness became undeniable. From here, progress will feel different, quieter, more intentional, more effective. Trust that the steps ahead will reveal themselves when you need them. Stay open, stay grounded, stay aligned. The path is active now, and the future you've been preparing for is already responding to you. This is not the end of the story. It is the moment the story begins to move forward with purpose.